My name's Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel, YouTube channel. This is a live vlog, of course. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is episode 22. Today we're going to be talking about breaking the cycle of self-criticism. So breaking the cycle of self-criticism. That's what we're going to be discussing today. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're all okay. Let me just adjust the camera a moment. What day are we on today? Time flies, man, as we know. It's the 10th of August. It's 2025. It's a Sunday. It's 10 in the morning, so it's quite early. Usually I do these at 11 in the morning, but I've done today, I'm just doing it at 10 because I've got other commitments, of course. So let's get into it. So I'm going to be talking about this today because it's something that I do myself, and I will probably do it most of my life. I've done it all my life. I used to do it a lot more when I was younger. I'm better with it now. However, let's be honest, I'm not perfect with this at all. I'm not perfect with this. And it's self-criticism. It's putting myself down, being hard on myself. I don't know if anyone else does that. I think there's quite a few people that do that. And it can be, if you do it too much, it can be bad. It can set you back in life. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm doing this. I've got my notes, as always, as a point of reference, just to keep structure to the vlog, because I think it's important to have structure and to have meaning, etc. What was I going to say then? Let me think. Sorry, get my thoughts out. Look, just warming up a little bit now, if I'm honest. Obviously, any comments? Oh, Dawn, good morning. Hi, Dawn. Fantastic topic. I'm just working on this myself. Oh, great, Dawn. Good to have you with us. I hope that you're okay. You're working on this yourself? Yes, Snap. Same here. I think it's, in my opinion, I think self-criticism. For being realistic with myself, I've always done it. And I probably will carry on doing it. Let's be honest, I'm probably going to carry on doing it. Self-criticism. And I think a little bit, it's a good thing. It can give you a kick up the arse. Agent Pro says hi. Hello, Agent Pro. Yeah, a bit of self-criticism's good, I think. A little bit. Because it's like having a word with yourself, isn't it? It could make you better. A bit of self-criticism's good. Like a bit of anxiety can be good, but too much self-criticism, too much putting yourself down, too much being hard on yourself can cripple you in life. And it's an ongoing process, something that we need to work on. Well, I do anyway, personally. That's why I'm talking about it today, because I can resonate with it and I've experienced it, of course. Freya says hi. Hi, Freya. Nice of you to join us. Okay, I'm going to start with the question so we know what we're talking about, so everyone knows what I'm on about. One moment, guys. I'm just putting starting a Q&A. One moment. I'm just going to keep it simple. Are you ever hard on yourself? I'm just typing in now and then I'll carry on speaking, of course. Start Q&A. There we go. J4 says hi. Hello, J4. Nice of you to join us. By the way, guys, if you've never seen me before, my name's Brad, and I live in northwest England, Lancashire, which is close to Manchester. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. It's episode 22. Generally, I talk about like self-improvement, psychology, self-reflection, other things, basically. Today, I'm talking about self-criticism, being hard on yourself, whichever way you want to word it. Oh, hello, Sander. Nice to see you with us again. That's brilliant. And Maggot says, hi, Maggot, as well. Good to have you with us as well, Maggot. I wonder what time it is over there in Australia. Sorry, I forgot what the time difference is. Maggot saying, depending on the situation, are you ever hard on yourself? Maggot saying, depending on the situation, yes, absolutely, yeah. J4 saying about drug use. You're hiding yourself about drug use. I guess J4, if that's what you mean, I hope I'm interpreting that right. Well, I used to do that as well. I used to take drugs when I was in my 20s, if I'm honest. And I used to beat myself up for doing it as well, which was a good thing in a way. That helped me get away from drugs, actually, because I was so hard on myself. That's when self-criticism can be good. I used to beat myself up. I used to think, why have I done this again? Why have I been up all weekend? Why have I drank and taken drugs all weekend? I feel like an absolute loser after it as well. But it was like a moth to a flame. I kept going back. But I used to beat myself up nearly every single week. After every single week, I'd be beating myself up, telling myself off. And this continued for years and years, believe it or not. That's made me think. That's when self-criticism can be really good. It's like you're having a word with yourself. But if you're too hard on yourself, it's not good either, is it? But I'll go into that. I'll go into details with that more later. Maggot saying it's 5 o'clock on Sunday. Okay, thanks. So it's 2 7-hour difference, basically. Dawn saying she hate yourself for procrastinating, so like being frozen, being so hard on yourself that you don't do anything, that kind of thing. J4 saying it's easy to repress things with drugs too. Absolutely. I used to do it. And what I'd find, I'd take drugs like amphetamine or ecstasy or whatever, and then it just basically, I had a good time, don't get me wrong, but I was repressing my emotions, and it just like almost like shut off my thought process. My thought process was still there, but it was like number. It was weird. That's how I'd explain it. Sammy Boy's Play saying, I have depression. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sammy. I hope that you're okay. Nice of you to join us, by the way, Sammy. Stay with us. I hope that some of what I say can help. Just to be honest, though, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. I'm not a psychotherapist or anything like that. I'm not a doctor. But I do try to talk about things that are like self-improvement related. I do try to help people the best I can, but I do not know everything. But nice to have you with us, Sammy. Maggot saying, don't make a decision on an emotion. What was a game changer for me? Yeah, don't make a decision when you're angry, is what I get from that, Maggot. Yeah, because your thinking is going to be totally different, isn't it? And also when you're tired. When I'm really tired, making a decision then, because that can be bad as well. J4 says, someone to talk to is always nice. Absolutely. A problem shared is a problem halved. I say that a lot, but I believe in it. If it's the right person that you're speaking to, of course. Absolutely, J4. It's nice to have someone to talk to, someone to actually listen to. If you find someone that has some empathy towards you as well, someone who's genuinely a good person, they're great people to have around you. Someone just to listen sometimes. You don't always need solutions, do you? Sometimes it's just you want someone to listen to what you have to say. That can be a great help to people as well. Sandy's saying, I beat myself up. Sorry, let me speak. I beat myself up over a lot of different things because I used to be a people pleaser. Yes, snap. And I'd always think everything was my fault. But I'm trying to change these beliefs now. Good for you, Sander. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that one moment. Yeah, you think this, if you're a people pleaser, you just don't want anyone to be mad. You just don't want anyone to be upset at you. I've done it myself. There's a book called The Disease to Please, and there's others. No More Mr. Nice Guy is another book. These are things that I've read in the past. I used to be like that as well. But it doesn't get you anywhere because some people will take the piss out of a people pleaser and what will they do? They'll treat you like a doormat. It's good to be nice, don't get me wrong. It's great to be nice. It's great to be kind. But it's good to go too far with that and you're just not going to live a happy life, are you? And good for you, Sander, for trying to change those beliefs. It takes a while, though. Imagine if you've been a people pleaser for 30 years. It's not going to happen overnight when you change it. This takes time. It takes a lot of hard work. And sometimes you can feel guilty when you put barriers up, when you're not such a people pleaser, when you put barriers up, it can feel it can feel uncomfortable. because you're so used to being one certain way and you're trying to change that. So this takes time, I believe. Easier said than done, always. Everything is, isn't it? Everything's easier said than done, but everything starts with a conversation, doesn't it? In my opinion. Anyway, so Sandra's saying hello to Sammy. Just a quick one anyway, by the way. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Thank you for anyone that's watching. Thank you for anyone that's watching. I appreciate you all. I'll help you the best I can. Surely, oh, sorry, one moment. Shaolin Mong, I've been off gear for about 6 months after 3 years every day. I've been off gear for about 6 months after 3. Well done, Shaolin Mong. How's that going? Nice to have you with us, by the way. That's not easy. Well done. Honestly, that is not easy. There's a lot of different reasons why people might take drugs. A lot of it's maybe it's trauma-based, and there's other reasons as well, of course. It's not easy. Well done, though, by the way, to Shaolin Mong. How are you finding it? Is a question. Billy Burham, good to have you with us, by the way. I'm just saying hi, of course. You're saying just bottle everything up until you snap on someone that doesn't deserve it. Oh, yeah, that's what can happen. Nice people can be worn down. Everyone's at them. They're the nice person. They're getting chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. Everyone thinks they're harmless as well. You never underestimate anyone, ever. And everyone thinks they're harmless. They think they're the nice guy. People walk all over them. This is just an example. What I'm going with, what Billy Burham has said, and then they snap. People can snap, and when they go sick, when these kind of people go sick, they go all in, and they could potentially hurt somebody. They could even take it out someone who doesn't deserve it. That does happen, sadly. People break, and it's like a death of 1,000 cuts, isn't it? Kind of thing. That can happen. Good people can do bad things sometimes, absolutely, because they're worn down by life and they've not been able to deal with it. Hopefully, we can try and avoid those things. Hopefully, as well, we can all help others and try to help them avoid those things. We can all help each other, really, with that. Easier said than done, as always. But anyway, I'm going to carry on. Dawn's saying, well done to Shaolin Mong. I agree, Dawn. Amazing. Keep it up, by the way, Shaolin Mong. It's a long road. I remember as well, I've come away from drugs, right? I quit, and then I go back. And then I quit, and then I go back. And then I quit, and then I go back. And trust me, I did it for years. And at one point, I thought, this is just me. This is how I am. I'm this. My persona was linked to those kind of things, taking drugs. I thought, this is me. This is just how I am. This is what I'm going to be for the rest of my life, I thought at one point, which wasn't good at the time. But thankfully, I've come away from it now. But I could easily go back, easily. So you've got to keep on that path. It's easy to go back. It's tempting to go back as well. Sorry, I'm not trying to ruin your progress there. But keep going. You're doing really well. It's amazing. Anyway, Sandra's saying, Dawn, it's not easy. Add being an empath into the mix and it isn't fun. No, because you're going to feel those emotions intensely, should I say. You see, Billy Bear, that is not the way to go. Why bottle it in? I think he's giving an example, Sandra. That's how I interpreted that. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think it's an example of what people can do. That's how I interpreted it. However, my interpretation could be wrong because I'm only reading the sentence, obviously. J4 saying, Sandra, you have to be happy too. Yes, absolutely. You can't always be happy, in my opinion. God, I sound very cynical, don't I? But content. Be great to feel happy and elated all the time. I think it's a hard thing to achieve, in my opinion. Maybe some other people achieve that, but I don't personally. I have ups and downs. Try and make the best of it through the mess, really. That's my take on it. But it's good to be, it's good to be in a good place. It's good to be a happy place. It's good to be in a content place. Sandra's agreeing with JJ, exactly. Sandra's saying, Brad, I'm trying, but it most definitely takes time, yes. Yeah, it does take time. Putting barriers in place, changing your habits and things like that does take time. People think it happens overnight. It fucking doesn't, mate. And you're going to have ups and downs. When you're changing something in yourself, it could be stopping taking drugs. It could be Basically, stop being such a people pleaser, for example. These, on me saying it, takes me a few seconds just to say the sentence, which is easy for me to say, of course, but these habits and breaking these habits, these lifetime habits, takes a long, long time, in my opinion. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Is it achievable? Yes. Is it easy? No. Is there benefits from it? Yes, absolutely. But it doesn't happen overnight. And like I say, ups and downs. J4 saying, I like that you're doing this talk. Oh, thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think it's important. I think we all internally know a lot of these things, but we forget them. Even I forget them. And with the self-criticism thing, I'm still hard on myself now. Honest to God, I'm still critical. I think I'm going to do it all my life. Let's be honest. I'm going to be self-critical all my life. However, I just try and lessen it and make it a bit less intense. I think that, for me, that's realistic. Everyone else is different, of course. J4, would you consider marijuana bad? Me personally, I used to take marijuana when I was younger. However, I think my opinion, and I don't take it now. However, marijuana is a super plant. It has, not just for getting stoned purposes, has a lot. It's a super plant. You can make cloves out of it. It's good for anti-inflammatory. I'm not explaining it very deeply here, but marijuana is a super plant. And people that smoke weed, let's say it could be deemed to be unhealthy if they're smoking it. However, are these people harming anyone? No. I think alcohol's a lot more dangerous than marijuana is. And I don't think it's a bad drug, no, in my opinion. Obviously, it's illegal here in England, but I don't think it's a bad drug. I think it's balance as well. And Maggot, just basically, thank you, Maggot. You're confirming what I'm saying. You're saying that they just legalized medical marijuana in Australia. Well done, Australia. Well done, Australia. It can help with a lot of things. It's a super plant. I've not explained all the benefits clearly, obviously. However, I agree. It can be a really good thing. Sandra's saying marijuana can be bad if overused. Yes, it can. It depends how you use it. I agree. And then Maggot saying, and they had legalized micro-dosing mushrooms for mental health. What magic mushrooms? They can be really strong as well. Silly facts. In October in Lancashire, they grow on the fields. They grow naturally on the fields in Lancashire, do mushrooms in October. And there's brown caps and red caps. I forgot which one. One of them's poisonous and one is psychedelic. I always wondered though, like imagine the cows in October in England, let's say, and there's loads of magic mushrooms on the floor. These grow naturally, by the way, in some places. You can just pick them if you know where to look. And these cows must be tripping, which is funny. I can imagine some cows tripping, but anyway. Maggot saying they grow in the cow paddies here as well, in Australia as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what self-criticism really is. It's obviously, I'm trying to throw into my notes. It is often a learned coping mechanism, and it's not a personality trait. It's something you use to cope. Basically, cope with life. Sometimes that's how it's done. It can be tied to past experiences, perfectionism, or fear of failure. Absolutely. So past experiences, self-criticism, you look back and you did something and you think, oh, do you ever do that? Do you ever do that? I look back at some scenarios when I was younger, when I was stupid especially, and I think, oh shit, I didn't do well there. Even 20 years ago, I think about things that I've said or done as a young idiot at the time and think, oh, it makes me cringe. And that can increase your self-criticism, can't it? Dawn saying they grow here too in Scotland. I let people into the horses field to pick them and they brought me wine for a trade. Good deal, Dawn. Yeah. They're really strong as well. I did it when I think I did it when I was like 20 or 21. I did it twice, I think, in total. They're really bloody strong. I wouldn't do them again if I'm honest. They're not for me. It's a good deal though, that, by the way. It's mad that they just grow naturally as well. I don't know the science behind all magic mushrooms, though, if I'm honest. I don't know how it affects the brain. But anyway. 1 second, sip of water. So self-criticism can be linked to perfectionism. I am obviously not perfect. However, I have like a perfectionist kind of thinking sometimes. I'm really, really hard on myself when I don't get things 100% right. I could be doing really well, but I'll think one little thing I said wrong, little thing I did bad, and I'll think, oh shit, I should have done that better, and I'll beat myself up. J4 said you should be a mentor. Oh, thanks, Jay. Thanks. Maybe I'll be a mentor. I don't know. Dawn is saying, I've never tried them, but I've always been intrigued by them. Ashwagandha, not ashwagandha, is it? Yeah, sorry, I can't pronounce it. I'm bad at pronouncing things. I can't pronounce it, guys, sorry. But I'm just killing that word. I can't do it. I'm not going to try because it's going to be annoying for you as well to hear me attempting to say a word badly. Ayahuasca, thanks, Maggot, mate. Thank you. That really helps. You broke it down perfectly there. Thanks. Ayahuasca, yeah, that's meant to be very psychedelic. Yeah, very strong. I've never done that, of course. That's you go into another realm there. You go into another world. It's like DMT, innit? DMT kind of thing. And you go into another universe there, aren't you, really? It's very psychedelic, like a different world. Dawn said it's done by monks and shaman. I think, yeah, you're right. I think they help guide people through that process, don't they? It's interesting that. Would I do it? Maybe I'd do it. I'd do it once if I was going to do it, but I'd do it in a controlled environment. I wouldn't do it on my bloody own if I was going to do it, because it's very, very powerful. I've read that it's very powerful. Sandra's just confirming what I'm saying. So she's saying taking mushrooms should be done under supervision. I believe it can. Yeah, it can. Because you could be tripping. You can be very confused. What you can see and hear is totally different. Yeah, ideally, it can be dangerous, that. It can be dangerous. Maybe, is this cases I've heard when people don't come back from the trip, so they just carry on tripping for years and years, and I bet that's awful. Too much. So moving back on anyway, I'll keep any more comments. I'll keep commenting on them. But I'm going back to what I'm talking about. Self-criticism is fear of failure as well. It's fear of fucking up. That's where procrastination can kick in, isn't it? You feel like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to land on my feet. I don't want everyone to think I'm a moron. I don't want to fail. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try. Or you just get stuck, frozen, procrastinate. You put things off. Could be linked to anxiety or worried, that kind of thing. So yeah, fear of failure can set us back, can't it? Big time. That's when self-criticism can negatively impact your life potentially. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. One moment, guys. If anyone doesn't know, sorry, I'm repeating myself to some people, but my name's Brad, by the way. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. This is my live vlog. And I talk about various things, self-improvement related, let's say. And we're talking about self-criticism today. Anyway, one moment. I'm on the doppio espresso today. I'm fasting. Just for 24 hours, though. I prefer cappuccino, if I'm honest. I am addicted to coffee. I admit that I'm addicted to coffee. But I like it, I enjoy it. I prefer cappuccino to the espresso, though. It tastes a lot better, if I'm honest. However, this has a low calorie count, which will not break my fast. One moment. Sorry. Anyway, going back to the comments, guys, let's go. Sandra's saying, I've known from my medical field people who have taken cannabis and become psychotic and never the same person again. I've also patients that use cannabis on a daily basis. It badly affects them. Yeah, if you're smoking it every day, it's going to affect your respiratory tract, isn't it? It's going to affect your lungs, let's say. Your teeth, yeah. Look, Sam's just saying it, basically. Lungs, respiratory system. Yes, absolutely. Lotto laughs. Nice to have you with us, Lotto laughs. You say, I know how you feel. I'm in California. I'm addicted to marijuana. Good. Well, that's your choice, man. How is it like? How do you feel about that? Is the question. You have a marijuana every day. How do you feel about it? What's your opinion on that? Also, I believe each their own. I could say this is bad or that's bad, but other people might not agree. But that's their life. People live how they want to live, of course. I don't think marijuana is completely bad, but too much can be bad. Yeah. It keeps you calm. It keeps you chilled, doesn't it? I suppose, though, I remember my dad saying, he taught me this when I was young. He said, you should never be a slave to anything. Be a master. Be your own master. Don't be a slave to anything. Because then it can rule you, can't it? If you're a slave to things, it can rule you potentially. But anyway, live and let live. Everyone's different. Everyone lives differently. Everyone's got different perspectives. Anyway, I'm going to go back on. So yeah, I'm going to move on. So how it can affect your life, this too much self-criticism, how it can affect your life. One moment, let me see. I had a girlfriend that smoked marijuana every day. It was when she ran out, things got wacky. Wow. What do you mean she ran out and things got weird? What do you mean by that? She ran out because she was smoking too much weed. So I'm going back on topic. So it can affect your life. It can give you low self-esteem, can't it? Because you beat yourself up so badly. Oh, when she ran out of it. Sorry, Maggot, I misinterpreted. So when she ran out of it, she got on edge. She needed more. She was addicted. She was a slave to the marijuana, basically. I suppose we're all slaves to some things. I'm a slave to coffee. I have coffee every day. I'm a slave to my routine to an extent. Story night. Good to have you with us, Story night. Hello, my name's Brad, by the way. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. I feel asleep. I feel asleep all the time. I don't know how. Well, 1 second, sorry. I fall asleep all the time. I'm interpreting that as I don't know how you can stop falling asleep. I'm in med school and I've got plenty to study. All right. I feel super bad about myself. Story nights, you're a medical student. That's not, is it? So you're training to be a doctor. Respect to you, by the way. That's bloody hard, isn't it? They work so hard, medical students, surgeons. I work with surgeons. I work as a scrub nurse, basically. I've said this before, and I work alongside surgeons, basically, and they work so hard. No one works harder than them. And same with medical students who are training to be doctors. They work bloody hard. You need to sleep, though, don't you, Story night, to state the obvious. You've got so much pressure, though. So much pressure. So you beat yourself up when you fall asleep. And you beat yourself up because you feel like you're not done enough. I get it. I used to do it when I'm a qualified nurse. And when I was a student nurse, I beat myself up when I didn't do enough of my uni work, basically. I didn't do enough studying. But your best is good. Your best is different every day, though, isn't it? Your best is different. Some days you can take on the world. Some days I can do so much. I'm winning all day long, and then other days I just get by. I struggle to get by sometimes. So your best is different every day, and it's just not beating yourself up. It's good to beat yourself up a little bit, but not too much. Don't kick yourself too hard. Maggot saying I like to drink my body weight in coffee every day. That's a lot of coffee, mate. Have you ever quit coffee? Honest to God, I've quit coffee once. Obviously not now, but I've quit coffee once and I got headaches. You get headaches from it, and I was just felt so drained for about a week. It's hard to quit. I think there's some receptors in your brain that are triggered by you quitting coffee, and they start to scream that you get headaches. Basically, from quitting coffee. Trust me, it's really difficult. Maggot said I stopped drinking alcohol, so I drink coffee now. Yes, snap. I don't drink alcohol much either, Maggot. I've drank once this year. I'm not quit completely, if I'm honest. But Story Night saying, yeah, but I feel bad because I sleep almost all the time. I really wish I could study it and top my class and stuff, but I sleep over 12 hours to 4. That's a lot, Story Night. That's a lot. That's a lot. Have you got any other health issues? How old are you? I'm asking a lot of questions there. Sorry, Story Night. That's sleeping a lot. Is that your sleep pattern? Could you change that? I don't know. That's a lot. I get why teenagers sleep a lot because they're still developing, still growing. That's why they sleep so much. So if you're younger, that could happen, I'm saying. I don't know everything about that, Story Night. Story Night saying, I don't know, Sander. Maybe I have got hypersomnia or something. Or maybe it's just that I'm not very interested in studying. You're 18 years old, Story Night. Yeah. 18 years old. Basically, you're still growing. You're young. You're still growing. Your body's still growing. Very young. Do you know what you've got, though? You've got time. You've got time, mate. You've got time. You've got loads of time. You're young. Means you've got basically, if you've got loads of time, you've got loads of potential, haven't you? That's great. That's a good thing. And sometimes, you know what I find? Through some uni courses as well, you can do a bit and then have a little bit of a rest. Do a bit and then have a bit of a rest. So just get through those modules or whatever it is. And sometimes, I don't know if you can speak to the uni or whatever, but you don't have to do it all in one day. You don't have to do it all in 1 year. Take your time. And obviously, if you're young, you need more. You're still growing up until you're 21. So that kind of links into that, by the way. Explain to Sanders, confirming what I'm saying. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, Story Night. You're doing well. You're a medical student at 18 years old. When I was 18, I was an absolute idiot. I'm 42 now. You're doing really well. There's no rush. Just go steady. Keep going. Do a bit, rest. Do a bit, rest. You can have I'm not saying have a year out. It's up to you what you do, of course. But little breaks here and there. But don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing well by the sounds of it. Yorick's just woke up. Good morning, Yorick. Nice to have you with us. Sanders just said, take a break from med school and sleep. And then go back to it, maybe. And then Story Night saying, I stay to my parents. I'm studying all day. I basically lie to them all the time. I'm so bad. Oh, yeah, you don't want to disappoint them, do you? You don't want to disappoint them. And there's a pressure. You're young as well. You don't even, when I was younger, I still don't even know exactly what I want in life. It's hard, isn't it? It's knowing what you want. What you want in life, should I say. Could you be a little bit honest with me and say, look, I'm a bit tired. I'm sleeping a bit too much. I don't know. Is it exactly what you want to do? Is the question, Story Night. Do you want to be a doctor, or do you feel like your parents want you to be a doctor? Is the question. That's what happens sometimes. You feel pressured by your parents to achieve these things. And sometimes they're well-intended, like, do that because that's going to give you success, but maybe that's not what you want personally. It's knowing what you want. And it's very difficult for anybody to know exactly what they want, especially with career or whatever. Some people never know what they want. They just don't know. I didn't know. I've fallen into what I've fallen into. And at 18 years old, knowing what you want to do in life is difficult. You might not know what you want. Which makes the studying harder, doesn't it? Because you're thinking, do I really want to do this? I hope I'm not speaking for you here. I'm giving an example. That's all, Story Night, by the way. I don't know you. I don't know your specifics, basically. So I don't mean to put words in your mouth, let's say. I'm just giving my opinion, my perspective. It's all part of growing up. Sandra says, yeah, it is. It is. Honestly, it is. It really is. It's part of growing up, man. You're basically just also at 18. You're a young adult, aren't you? Just starting that adulthood, just beginning it. It takes fucking time, man. Story night, of course, but my parents have spent millions on my education. Oh, God, yeah. Do you feel the pressure? Oh, that's a lot of pressure for you, story night. I get it. A good child would study and try to pay them back. Well, you will. I think you will do within time. I think you will do. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. That's unreasonable to expect that, in my opinion. You want to be a sketching artist. That's your passion. Can you not give yourself time to do that? Can you not give yourself time to do that in your spare time? As a hobby, at least as a hobby, as a treat. Do a little bit of work and then do a bit of sketching. Just giving examples. You can't be working all the time though. Go. You're just going to burn out. You need rest, you need recuperation, you need to do something that you enjoy doing. Yeah. It was your parents who put you into med school. Yeah. Sandra's suggesting you need to have that difficult open conversation with your parents. And then Story Night is saying, after having them spend about millions, are you in America as a guest? That's a lot of money, millions. Is that how much it costs? Millions, that's a lot of money. And you can't have any conversation to change your field at the minute. And you're timid to say anything back? Yeah. Well, you're young as well. They're your parents, aren't they? They're the authority figures. They're funding it as well. They're paying for it. So you feel like you don't really have much of a say in that situation. That's how I interpret that. And you want to please your parents. Like, yeah, I get it. Like a people pleaser kind of thing. You want to please your parents. I do sometimes. I get it. You want to make them proud of you. You want to do the right thing. Yeah, you want to make them proud, don't you? You want that. I get that. But you've also got to, I think this takes time. Trying to get the words out, sorry. You've got to eventually, it's easier said than done, as everything is. You've got to find your own way. You will find your own way eventually. It takes a while though. Finding what you want to do, independence, doing your own thing. And then be kind to your parents afterwards. And do you know what success is as well? In my opinion, when parents have a child and the child becomes a good person, that means that they've done a good. It's a sign that they've done a good job. Just being a good person is a win, especially in the world that we're in now. It's not always easy. And I think that's a sign of success. Just being a decent, healthy person. CYNC, nice to have you with us, CYNC. Just come across this, figure I'll stay and see what's going on. Morning all. Good morning, CYNC. My name's Brad, but I know some people have already heard who I am, but I'm just reiterating it to the people that have just joined. CYNC, my name's Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. This is a Let's Get Inspired live vlog. It's episode 22. I'm talking about self-criticism today, but we're going off track a little bit as well, which is cool. My channel is just about self-improvement. It's about self-reflection, that kind of thing. Check out my channel if you want to. And that's it. Just call me Sync, mate. Miles easier. Okay, then Sync. Sync, yes, I get it. Yeah, it is a lot easier. Thanks, Sync. Cheers for that. Yeah, that's a lot easier to say. Thanks. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to go back on track. I'm referring to my notes again. One moment. I'll keep up with the comments as well at the same time. Sanders saying, Story, we've all been there, wanting to please our parents. Yeah, absolutely. Along the line, you realise the only person you need to please is yourself. Yeah. And guess what? Another one. You don't owe anything to anybody. Maybe that's controversial. You don't owe anything to anybody. You've got to be a good person, not being horrible or anything. I'm not saying that, but you owe it to yourself, man. You owe it to yourself to live the life you want to live. You only get one life. You only get fucking one, as far as I know. And you've got to live it for yourself. I'm not saying walk all over people. I'm not saying throw people under the bus. I'm not saying being a nasty, horrible person. I'm not saying that, but you've got to live for yourself, your true, authentic self. And when you look after yourself and you're in a good place, then you can help others. But you've got to look after yourself first. That is that selfish? To an extent, yeah, it is selfish, but I think it's healthy kind of selfish if there's such a thing. Maybe that's controversial to some people, but you've got to be in a good place to help others as well, haven't you? But you've got to look after yourself first, because sometimes no one else is going to do. You've got to find what you want. And also, it goes back to when I was 18, story now, I was, honest to God, I didn't know what I was fucking doing. I was an absolute idiot. I used to take drugs. I wanted to do well, but I didn't know what to do. So I fell into bad habits. And it took me a long time to come away from it. It wasn't until about 28, sorry about the noise outside, motorbikes, 28, 29, that I started to mature and come around from it. So you're in a lot better position than I'm in my opinion. You're doing well. Let's have a look anyway. Sorry. Comments, so I say. Well, story next day. Well, in the past, stuff happened and my parents and I had a fight, kind of. And ever since then, they didn't talk to me properly. I decided back then I should try my best to please them so I'll be okay. Yeah. You want to keep them happy. Yeah. It's hard to break that. It's hard to break that. So it's hard to even speak to them. It's hard to, they're not having it basically. They'll tell you off if you don't go in line with what they're saying because they're paying for your education, let's say. Basically, yeah, do what we say or else because we fucking paid for this. So you better do that med school kind of thing. It's nice to be supported. It's nice to be guided, but you don't want to be controlled. You're your own person, Starry Night. You're your own person. And this might take years, man, but you'll find your way. Story, they sound a bit toxic. Sorry, they do. What they did sounds like emotional manipulation. Yeah, could be. Yeah, kind of is, yeah. Yeah. I think you've got to find your own. It's good to find your own, get your own place, isn't it? Having your own roof over your head, pay for your own things. Then no one can say anything to you then, Story Night. This is not easy. It's becoming financially independent, having a job, having a roof over your head that you pay for yourself. It might not be the best roof over your head, but it's your roof over your head. You control it then. That's yours. No one can say shit to you then because you fund that. When other people are paying for you, if they're paying for everything, then you can kind of feel like you're in the pocket. That's the price you can pay when people are paying things for you, potentially. But if you pay for it yourself, you can't say shit. Say, I paid for this. This is my bed. This is my appointment. This is my life. And I'm doing what I want to fucking do. And if they want to get mad, then that's on them, isn't it? And then you're putting boundaries in place. Is this easier said than done? Yeah, it is. But you can get there. But again, you're young. It takes time. So I'm just saying, my parents did this all my life until I decided that it's enough. You move country, and I found myself and who I am on my own. It isn't easy, but it's so worth it. You had to get out of the environment, like I've just said. Sandra's just confirmed what I've just said. Sometimes if you're in someone else's house, you're in your mum and dad's house, and they could be lovely. There's lots of positives, your mum and dad, of course. But I think we're meant to be independent. A strong person is, let's say, independent. You don't be dependent on anybody, do you? You want to be independent. And you've got to come away from the mum and dad's home and get your own place and live your own life. This takes time, of course. And then you've got your own energy. When you've got your own apartment, your own energy, you control what's in your apartment or your home. And that's when you can find yourself. That's where the solitude can be good as well. Sink saying, I went down a similar path, honestly. Had a lot of great opportunities, always fumbled them. It took a long time, just floated, and I felt like within the past year or so, something clicked for me. Oh, good for you, Sink, but you've gone through it. You've things have come and gone. You've not done things perfectly. You're going to make mistakes as well. That's when self-criticism could kick in. When you make a mistake and you fuck up, because you're going to fuck up in life. Everyone's going to fuck up. But it's owning it and going, do you know what? I fucked up. I've dropped the ball. It's a learning opportunity. Does it feel good when you fuck up? No, it doesn't. It feels horrible. It doesn't feel good. When you have a conversation, it doesn't go the way you want it to. You're trying to set boundaries and it doesn't work out. But at least you tried. You tried. And you think, I'm going to learn from it. But something clicked for you. What's clicked for you, by the way, Sink? Sorry, I've not read all the comments yet. I need to carry on. Sometimes you just need time to float and figure it out. Yeah, you do. Well said, Sink. You just got to do what you think's right. Sometimes you got to do what you think's best at that moment. Yeah. Weigh everything up. And like people have said before, like Margaret said before, don't make a decision when you're angry. Don't make a decision when you're tired. Think about it. Take your time, don't rush it, and then just think what you think. Do what you think's best at that moment, and maybe it might not give you the best outcome, but at least you've tried that avenue. And if that avenue doesn't work, then you go, oh, at least I now know that avenue isn't successful. I tried this way, but it didn't work. I'm going to try another way now, and it's figuring it out. That's what I gauge from that. Sandra's saying, I'm not saying you should do this story, but you have to find a way to live your own dreams and live your own life. Yeah, you do. Again, though, Story Night, you're really young. You're young. 18's young, mate. You've got time to figure this out. It's not going to happen overnight, though, as a reality check. And you'll have the answers inside yourself, deep there, in there somewhere. You'll have the answers inside you deep. You know, inside you know, but it's just finding those answers. I'm 18, but never have I ever gone alone anywhere, not even down the street. I haven't been out with friends alone. I don't have any friends at the minute. They won't let me do almost anything on my own. Fuck me, the controlling, Story Night. Shit. They won't let you do anything on your own. That's not good, Story Night. That's not good. They're controlling by the sounds of it. By what you're telling me, they're controlling. And it's hard to get away, especially if you find... do you have a source of income, Story now, or are they your source of income? Can you find a job? Can you do your own thing? I think a bit of independence will be good for you, potentially. It's good to have a group. Sorry, mate. It sounds like you're going through a bit of a tough time anyway. Sandra's saying, I'm really sorry to hear all of this. So am I. They certainly sound very controlling. Where are you from? You still live with your parents, that's basically normal for a lot of 18-year-olds to live with their parents still. I still did at that age. They won't let you live in the dorm either. That can be restricting your desire to study because it's so forced. You feel pressured and forced. When you force things, if you force things that aren't meant to be, it doesn't work out well, does it? Because you're forcing it. You're doing it under duress. It's consciously or unconsciously thinking, I don't want to fucking do this, but I feel pressured, so I'll have a go. And then this could be contributing to that as well. Daniel Redor Paredes. Daniel, nice of you to join us, by the way. You said, I've been on my own since I was 16. Oh, very young to become independent. Best thing I ever did for myself. Fair play, Daniel. Yeah, that fits into what I was saying. You've got your own place. You own that. You might not own it. You might be renting. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but you've got your own place. You've got your own independence. You've got your own source of income. You have got autonomy over your life. It's good to have autonomy over your life. It's good to live the life that you want to live. This is your life, nobody else's. You don't owe anyone else anything. You should live the best life that you can do. Of course, that's my opinion. You live in India. Wow, that's a complete, yeah, cool. Story night, India, wow. India is doing quite well, I think, internationally. It's part of BRIC, isn't it? Brazil, India, China, I think it is, and Russia. BRIC. So I'm changing subjects a little bit. Sander saying, Daniel, brave. We all have our own journey in life. Absolutely. Everyone, it's not, you shouldn't, comparison is a thief for joy kind of thinking. Right, Maggots made a comment. Let's have a look. I'm not a Buddhist, but I've read a lot of their stuff. And they say the family you come from may not bring the happiness you're looking for. Bang on, bang on. I like a lot of the Buddhist teachings as well. I'm not a Buddhist either, but I like a lot of their philosophies are really good. They can be a good guidance to life. Yeah, and they might not bring the happiness you're looking for. You've got to find the happiness yourself, within your own life. Yeah, I agree, Maggot, with that. Nice comment. Sander State story, India is beautiful, but you will get there. It's okay to find yourself at 18. You're still very young. Yeah, you've got time. You've got time. And hopefully just knowing that, maybe that can give you a bit of, I don't know. Sorry, I can't get the words out, guys. I've lost my train of thought. I'll get back on track. You've got time, basically. Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better, that you've got time to figure it all out. Trying to say most of the time, I believe, no, I won't. Story night, he's then saying, they don't let me do anything. They just want me to live under the shelter forever. Yeah. What's that saying? What's that saying about the devouring mother? Devouring mother. It's kind of like when the mum just wants to be the mother hen and control. They want to keep hold of the children, don't they? They just want, they suffocate with their love potentially. They might be coming from a good place, but it can be suffocating. They want to control. They don't want to let you go. They're scared, basically. They're scared of letting you out into the big bad world. They want to protect you. They want you to do well. They're coming from a good place potentially. Their intentions could be good. However, it can end up. Get the words out, Brad. It can end up being toxic, can't it? Sometimes it's like coming from a fearful place, fearing of love, but coming from a fearful place potentially. I bet it's hard for parents sometimes, though. You've got this little child and you bring them up and you love them to bits. And then they grow up and then they're becoming more independent, but you don't want to let them go, kind of thing. That can happen. Sink saying, I think fear just always held me back for so many reasons. But at some point, you just have to act, don't you? Yeah, you do. You just got to think, fuck it, I'm going for it. Otherwise, you're just going to stay in a little box. Put yourself in situations you don't want to be in, grow through it. Bang on, Sink. Completely agree. Confidence is formed from, in my opinion, obviously, experience and confidence are linked. To have true confidence, you need experience. So therefore, you've got to go into the experiences. You've just got to go, fuck it, I'm going for it. And just think to yourself, I always think to myself, if I drop the ball, I'm just going to pick it back up again. Fuck it, I'm having a go. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not the best. I'm just going to have a go and then see what happens. This is what I'm doing with this as well. This is how I started this. I just turned up. I just keep turning up. And I drop the ball sometimes. I lose my trace of thought sometimes. This is just a basic example. And therefore, I'm gaining experience by just going for it. Therefore, the confidence then comes along with that. It's just, and what's that saying? Fear, you've all heard this, I'm sure. False evidence appearing real. So fear, acronym, false evidence appearing real. Story next saying, I just want to be independent. I want to live in a dorm and do some part-time job or something at all. Maybe make use of my skills in sketching and stuff and earn a bit of stuff. Yeah, well, that's what you want to do. Go for it. Can you not say to them, I want to live in a dorm? I want to live in a dorm. Keep saying, this is what I want. I need this. Give me this. Is it easier said than done? You're going to get a bit of resistance to this, though, aren't you? They might get annoyed with you asking for the dorm. They might get annoyed, but say, I need this. I need this because I need my independence. I want my independence. Also, you could even say, I need that. If I'm in the dorm, I'm struggling with studying at the moment, but I need to be around other students, so I'm losing out. I'm just thinking of something here now. Basically, you could say I'm missing out on some of my studying because the rest of my cohorts, the rest of the other students, basically, they're all in the dorms and they're helping each other to study. And I feel like I'm isolated and I'm missing out. Just an idea, by the way. Try and sell it to them. Try and sell it to them so there's an advantage to it. Say, I'm falling behind my studies. I'm on my own. I'm isolated. I need to be around other people that are with me so we can learn from each other. That's why I need to go to the dorm. And then just yeah, that's just an idea. Sync, you took a shift leader position, been offered a manager position, but I'm moving on for something better. Good for you. Back into engineering because I figured it out. That's really done a lot in a year. Well done to you, Sync. You must have had a good year then. Some years I think you do really well. Me personally, I achieve things some years, and other years I'm just like consolidating what I have. But good for you. You're going for it. And you've also got to overcome the fear of judgment, haven't you? Because people will judge you. That crab in the bucket philosophy. If someone else sees you do well, they'll pull them down. Like the crabs are trying to get out of the bucket, aren't they? Trying to crawl out, and the other crabs will pull them down. That's what can happen in environments. And they do this via... they do it via other ways, don't they, I suppose? Sorry, I'm losing my trace of thought again. But you've got to, it's easy said than done. It's just going for it without worrying about the opinion of others because people will judge you either way. Story night saying, but they won't let me. My parents don't even let me step out of the house alone. That's strange, mate. That's weird, story night. That's not good. It's like you're in a prison. I hope I think of things out. I think you will. It's Dawn saying that sounds pretty extreme. Yeah, it does. It does sound extreme. They're not letting you out the house. That's like being in a jail, isn't it? It's being in a prison. So you're isolated and no one to go to. That's awful. It really is awful. Sounds awful, story night. It sounds awful. Margaret saying, I remember being a little kid in Blackburn and Sikh India would knock at the door and sell Dad silk. They were always really nice. What, Sikh people, yeah? Yeah, you used to live on Accrington Road in Blackburn, didn't you, Margaret? Yeah, I remember you saying. I went to school in Blackburn. I was born in Blackburn. Spent a lot of my time in Blackburn. Used to live there as well. Dawn saying, you're not crazy for thinking and feeling the way you do. This isn't normal or acceptable, and it's your life. Absolutely, Dawn. Absolutely. Sync is then saying, craziest thing ever, actually. I thought I'd be an awful shift leader. That's what's it called. Not getting the words out today. I'll read this anyway. I'll go back. Let's go back a little bit. Craziest thing ever, actually, Sync said. I thought I'd be an awful shift leader, but I've only really had good feedback, which has blown me away. And then to get offered a promotion after 6 months, crazy. That means you've done really well. You've stepped into that role. It's scary, though, because, yeah, it's scary. You're thinking, shit, am I good enough? Imposter syndrome. That's what I wanted to say. You can have imposter syndrome, especially when you're new at something, because you feel like, shit, they're going to know I'm not good enough for this. You're thinking that in your mind, potentially. You're criticising yourself. Self-criticism kicks in, doesn't it? Oh, you're not going to be good enough. That other person will be better at leading than you. Why are you doing it? You're a fraud. You're a fraud. That negative thinking can happen. But obviously, in Sync's case, he's just gone for it. And you were scared about it to begin with. You thought you were bad. Sometimes it's good, though, because if you think you're a little bit bad, it can push you to do well. But you've been offered a promotion, which means you've done a great job, saying by the sounds of it. Good for you. Well done. You've pushed through it. You've come through the other end in that with regards to what you've achieved by the sounds of it. Thank you, Yorick. Yeah, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. Thanks for reminding me that, Yorick. Thank you. Sync, as just said, just goes to show that sometimes you should take... So, one moment. Sync says, just goes to show that sometimes you should take an opportunity that you may not even want to take, because I've actually enjoyed it, and man, am I grateful I took the chance. You know what, Sync? You've just helped me. You just helped me. Thank you. I am basically, I've been at the NHS for 4 years. I work as a scrub practitioner, a scrub nurse. I help surgeons with instruments, basically. Anyway, long story short, I'm not going to go into that now, but I've been there for 4 years, and I could potentially work in private for a private hospital, and there's benefits, there's pros and cons to that, of course, and there's potentially another opportunity, but I'm thinking about, should I go for it or should I not go for it? And that, because I'm not completely happy with the politics at where I'm working. I like the job, but the politics is not good. And there's a lot of opportunities in private. They push you to do a lot more. If you're a hardworking, high performer, let's say, private can be really good for that. And I've been thinking about that recently, to go into that. And you've just given me a little bit of inspiration. So thank you, Sync, by the way, with what you've just said. You're glad you took the chance. You're taking a chance, aren't you? The grass, they say the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but if you don't go for it, you're never going to know. And it can be scary. The unknown is scary, isn't it? Because you don't know what it is. And you think, oh, I'm comfortable here. I'm good. I don't want to go over there because there's a risk. But the gold could be on the other side, couldn't it, potentially? And if you stay too long in the comfort zone, it can become uncomfortable if you outgrow it. Storm saying, nice one, Sync. Good for you, Sync. Yeah, I agree. Dawn said, speaking to Story, what happens if you leave the house? Just do it. You're not a prisoner. I agree, Dawn. Just fucking do it. Well, I can't just move out without any financial... Yeah, they've got you. They've got you. Yeah. Financially, they're... That's basically... Do you know what that is, Story Night? It's almost like financial abuse in a way, in a weird way, maybe. They've got you by the balls, haven't they? They've got you by the short and curlies, whatever you want to say it. Like, I own you, you're in my pocket, I'm paying for you, and you'll do what I want you to do. You're under my roof as well. You're under my roof, and you'll do what I fucking say. That kind of thing. Yeah, you need to. You follow your own advice as well. This is just advice. You need to find your own source of income. You need to find a job. You need to become financially independent. But they're not letting you out the house. You can't do that, mate. That's just not right, man. That's not right. Do you want to be there for the rest of your life, Story Night? Do you want to be in that situation for the rest of your life, Story Night? No, I wouldn't want to be. I believe you will make it eventually. You sound like you're a very intelligent young man. And is it a young man? Sorry. I'm assuming you're a man. Sorry. You might be a woman. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I'm assuming you're a man. I'm sorry if I'm wrong because you've not stated that. But I believe that you will find your own way. So Dawn said, but can't you just open the door and go to the shops? Yeah. Sorry, Story Night. Sorry, Story Night. I didn't know what. Okay, so despite everything, I am just a child trying to desperately please her parents, right? There's books called The Disease to Please. And there's a lot of books on being, yeah. The Disease to Please, read books on that as well. That might help you understand it in more depth. It might help you understand yourself as well. The Disease to Please is one book that I remember. I read it years ago because I used to be people pleasing myself. I still have a little bit of that in me now, if I'm honest, but it's a lot less than it was. Read up about things like that. Understand yourself. Become compass mentors. Compass mentors meaning knowing to know yourself. When you know yourself, that that's it, man. That's when you can find your way a little bit better. But again, that takes time. It takes years. It's not, I wouldn't expect it out of an 18-year-old to truly know themselves, because they're just, because of the age, you're young, which is not a bad thing. Maggot, my parents used to micromanage me with old school rules. I couldn't wait to leave. Yeah. Be micromanaged. Do that, do this, do that, do this. Control, control, control. I bet you couldn't wait to leave, Maggot. It's not nice, is it? It's being manipulated and controlled then. It's not sustainable. It's not a happy life, is it? I want to come through everything, but I don't want to go against my parents. You don't want to go against your parents. You don't want to disappoint them. I'm trying to think of words there. Sorry, Story Night, I'm struggling a bit. One moment. Trying to think of... You don't want to cut ties with them completely. You love them. You love them. That's a good thing. And they love you, I'm sure. It's finding that middle ground, though, isn't it? It's kind of finding that middle ground. And I bet you it's harder. It depends on the culture as well, isn't it? Every country is different. Every different country has different cultures as well. And I'm sure it's more challenging, let's say. I'm assuming, I don't know everything, but if you're a woman in India and you're trying to find your way, it might be more difficult compared to a man in that kind of culture. But you really don't like how you are currently. You're not happy with it. Your internal emotional whatever, sorry, get the words out properly, is saying you're not happy with where you are. You're not happy with your life. And I can see why. You want something else, you want something more, you want something different. Maybe take baby steps. I don't know how, like, even just saying, can I even go to the shop? I want to go to the shop, or whatever it is. Little baby steps. Little glimpses of independence. Start small. Start with the easiest thing that you can think of to try and give yourself some autonomy, some independence. They've also took care of you for 18 years, yeah. That's what parents are meant to do. They're meant to. And they chose to have you. Most of the time, yeah, they chose to have you. They've got responsibility for you as a child. That's what they're meant to do. But then you've got to find your own way. You've got to have your own independence. You should have to, but Dawn's saying you should have to, but you should be able to go out and make friends. Yeah, absolutely, make friends. Absolutely. But all part of independence, isn't it? It's all part of growing. You can't leave them just like that. Story Night saying, they're in their 50s. I've got to take care of them. A lot of pressure there. You've got to take care of them. However, you've got to be able to take care of yourself first, be able to take care of them. You can still take care of them. I think, can you find a job, Story Night? Is there job opportunities? What if they fall sick? Another one, do you know what? Another one. It's like, I don't have any kids, right? And some people say to me, what are you going to do when you get old, Brad? What you need your kids to look after you. I think to myself, well, are they going to look after me if I do have kids? Why should they look after me? Maybe that's a culture thing as well. In India, it might be different. You're expected to in some countries, aren't you? In England, it's not so much. What if they fall sick? Well, anyone could fall sick at any time, but you're putting your life on hold for what ifs and maybes. You've got a younger brother. You don't want him to follow my path. You don't want him to end up like you in prison, man. Dawn's saying everyone who has children has to look after them for 18 years. Yes. And it doesn't mean you owe them anything. That's what they signed up for. Thanks, Dawn. You've said it better than I have. For when they decided to have a child, yeah. They decided to have a child. And people do things because they want something to care for. When someone has a child, there's some selfishness with that as well. There's selfishness either way. Not wanting a child or wanting a child. Yeah, that's what we signed up for. Sync is saying sometimes you've just got to take the leap, even just to try it. Wish I'd taken other chances before, but better late than never, innit? Yeah, better late than never. I was later into it as well, saying I fucked up for ages. I'm good. I'm a lot better now. And if I look at hindsight, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So shoulda, woulda, coulda kind of thinking, isn't it? Oh, if I'd have done this, if I'd have done that. But you don't when you're younger. You're still growing. You're still making mistakes. You've got to take chances. And not everything's going to work out. But you've got to be a bit of a risk taker sometimes. You've got to go for it. Yeah, that's where the beauty is. That's where the gold is, potentially. They don't even let you open a bank account, so I can do commission. Yeah. Basically, it's financial. Story night sounds like it's financial abuse. It sounds like you're being manipulated. It sounds like you're being controlled. It sounds like you're in a prison in your own home. That's not good. This is abuse, Dawn. Yes, it's abuse. Sorry, night. Yeah, it is. You're a girl. Yeah, sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments. Sorry if I'm a little bit behind, guys. Yeah, it is abuse. They won't let you. They won't let you do anything to drive. They won't let you get a car. They don't want you to leave the house. They want you to stay there. They want to control you. It's not good. It's not right. You're a prisoner, yeah. Like I've just said, Dawn's just said. You are, by the sounds of it. But still, you believe that your parents' intentions aren't bad. Maybe their intentions aren't bad, but they're restricting your growth, basically. They're restricting your growth. And I feel it's hard to go against that, especially when you're beaten down. You're beaten down that much. It's hard to get out. Don't say healthy, loving people are open to having a conversation. This is abuse. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. They might not intend it to be abuse. They might not be aware that it's abuse, but it's coming across as that way. Absolutely. Sinky's saying it's a shame because they probably think they're doing right because they just want you to do well, which is coming from a good intention, let's say. You could genuinely end up loving that career, but it's the pressure that's suffocating it. Yep, it's drowning in it because of all the pressure, because of all the control. And why do people control others? A lot of it coming from fear, a lot of the time. They're scared of the big bad world. And there is a lot of scary things in the big bad world. Of course there is. They want to protect you. They want to, but sometimes that can be suffocating too much. Margaret saying, I look at it as my apprenticeship to becoming a good parent. It happens for a reason. Wise words. They don't, they don't believe me in anything. They always doubt me. They don't trust me. They don't let you to be yourself, basically. Don saying, I always try to put myself in other people's shoes and think, would I do that to someone I love? If the answer is hell no, then I'll stop trying it. Sorry. If the answer is I'm struggling here, Don, sorry. If the answer is he'll not, then stop trying to see it as love, yeah. It's good to put yourself in other people's shoes, man. Not a lot of people do that. More people need to do that. Because that's showing empathy, isn't it? Showing true empathy, that. I wish more people would do that, Dawn. But good for you. It's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. MAGA, INFJ, you're on about the MTBI. That's what I come under, by the way, INFJ. And personality are usually born into hectic families. Yep. That's MBTI. If anyone's looked into that, that's what I come under, INFJ. Sandra's saying the only thing you have to do is live your own life story. You're being manipulated. Yeah, I agree. Sandra, we've covered that. Yeah, you're right. Not obligated to look after her until you're your own person. Absolutely, Dawn. Jack says hi. Hi, Jack. Nice to have you with us. My name's Brad, by the way. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. We're talking about self-criticism. But we've got off track a little bit, which is cool because it's all good content. It's all good. Maggot saying, I bought a big house so my kids wouldn't struggle and never see them. Wow, Maggot, they're lucky, mate. You bought them a massive house. Lucky, I didn't get any of that. Mum and dad did the best though. They weren't perfect, but they did the best. They've done a good job. I've turned out all right, I think. That's nice. But you never see them. Sorry that you don't see them, Maggot. Sandra saying, story, I've done that throughout my entire 20s. I kept trying to please my parents, even brother and sister. It was hell and I was miserable. So Sandra's experienced this story. Do you know what it feels like by the sounds of it? And it didn't bring any good results. And if you keep doing the same thing, everyone's heard this one, Einstein, the what's it called? The insanity saying. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if you carry on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results, basically. So with regards to what Sandra's saying, it's good to change those things. Oh, sorry, Dawn saying it's hell no. Thanks, Dawn. Sandra's saying I am an INFJ too. They say that it's a rare personality type in the MBTI. Myers-Briggs, isn't it, I think? Dawn said, thanks, Maggot. I hadn't heard of INFJ. That's going to be my next rabbit hole. Yep, MBTI, Dawn. MBTI. You can Myers-Briggs. You can do a test, and it'll tell you what personality type you end up in. It's kind of like a newer version of astrology, maybe kind of thing. It's about introverted, extroverted, feeling, that kind of thing. Look into it. It'll explain. Go online. You know what to do. It'll explain it much better than I can. Sync saying my MBTI seems to change with the seasons. I've had INFP, ENFP, INTP, ENTP, INTJ, and probably more. So just all of them then, Sync. I think anything like that though. Chinese astrology, MBTI, numerology. There's also the alpha, beta, delta, sigma. I think they've all got flaws. There's some truths in some of these things, and it's interesting to look into them, but I think there's much more to people, in my opinion. And not one size fits all with that. I think it can be a good guide to getting to know yourself a little bit better, but sometimes these things can be vague. Like star signs, sun signs. I think sometimes they can be vague. Everyone's got their own opinion on that, of course. Yeah, Sync, I agree. Sorry, I'm just carrying on. Is it like a super empath? What, INFJ? It can be. It depends how developed the person is. You could be a personality type and be a good version of that or a bad version of that, a developed version of that or an undeveloped version of that. Yeah, a narcissist worst nightmare is a super empath. That's usually an empath that's been manipulated at some point, which is me. I've been there. I've gone through it. Trust me. Not good. And then you wise up to it. You're wise up to it, and then narcissists hate you. They hate me. They don't like me. Not controllable. Too aware. See right through it, and they know that you can see them. They know deep down that they know that the trickery is not working, and therefore they will see you as a threat, and therefore it can destroy them basically. Narcissist I'm on about, not destroy them, but you know what I mean. You can expose the falsehood in them. They stay away from me because you're not going to get what you want out of me, basically. But in the past, I was completely manipulated by them. I got completely ruled by them at some point in my life. I was very susceptible to them. I was an easy pickings when I was younger because I was underdeveloped. I didn't know myself. I was lost, which is normal when you're younger. You're going to be lost. Dawn says, yeah, I think I'm heading that way. By the sounds of it, Dawn, you are. Absolutely. I've had enough of their shit and I don't react anymore. And you can smell them coming. Yeah, you can smell it a mile off. Yeah. And shit doesn't smell good, does it? Yeah, you've had enough. No more. You've had your way. In a way, though, they make you the person you are, as harsh as it is. Since then, yeah, I've been there too. Noticed it fairly quickly, actually. It started pulling the rug. Yeah, pulling the rug from under the feet. Margaret saying another nightmare for narcissists is no contact. Yeah, nothing. Give them nothing. They make you resilient. They make you resilient. Yeah, they do. They make you stronger. They give you adversity. They give you suffering. They give you a lot of fucking suffering, man. There's a power in nothing, yeah. No reaction. Emotionless reaction. Not bothered. And then that, guess what that does then? You're not reacting. They're not getting what they're not. They can't manipulate you. Then it goes back. It's like a mirror. Then it's back on them. All their bullshit's back on them, and they fucking hate that. The downside. I used to think narcissists are winning, and sometimes they do short term. I used to think that they're going to win, and I thought, bloody hell, they're assholes. They get in their own way. They're manipulating everyone, and they're winning. But they can never have a genuine relationship with someone. They can never find genuine love. They can't. They just can't because they don't know themselves. They don't love themselves. It's a false sense of self, isn't it? It's a facade. It's not real. They don't. The real person is just lost in there somewhere, and it never gets out. And I think a lot of narcissists, they never come. I think we all have a little bit of narcissism. I think there's a healthy narcissism and toxic narcissism. I think we have a little bit of it in everybody. But if it goes really toxic, it's too powerful and it takes over. They never form any real relationships or friendships, and I think they burn the bridges. And I think they can get a lot uglier as they get older. Their behaviours can get worse as they get older because it's not worked on. And everyone knows the tricks and everyone knows the games and everyone pulls away from them and they end up on their own potentially. 1 second, sorry, let me read. Sink saying, you do actually feel like a tank after though, don't you? Yeah, fucking right, you feel like a tank, mate. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I can spot them a mile off. And they don't get a feed from you, absolutely, like emotional vampires, basically, kind of thinking they're sucking your energy, they're sucking all the goodness out of you. They see you as a light as well. They think, oh, a nice, that's something to feed on. That's something to eat. They've got good energy, they're kind. I haven't got any of that. And it's like having a barrel with fucking holes in the bottom. You're filling it up with water, but it's pissing out the other side. That's what it's like. You can pour as much as you want into these fuckers, into these narcissists, but it's just going to piss out the other side, isn't it? Don't say some narcissistic traits are healthy, but when someone actually has a personality disorder, you need to stay away from them. Absolutely. Yeah, a little bit of narcissism. It's like your ego, innit? Kind of things. Thinking, yeah, I can do this. Could you see that as healthy narcissism? Yeah, I can do this. I can achieve this. My ego's pushing me to do this, giving you that self-belief, but in a positive way. I think that could be deemed to be healthy narcissism. If you want to, I think that's healthy in my opinion, because you're doing something positive. You're doing something for yourself. You're not being horrible to anyone, but you're just thinking, yeah, I can do this. I can achieve these things. But yeah, the personality disorder, you stay away from them because you can't fix them. Sometimes people want to be the rescuer, don't they? Some, let's say, women are attracted to the bad boy. Let's say the bad boy could be attractive to a younger woman, for example, and they want to rescue him. They want to steer. They want to save him. They want to rescue him. They think, oh, I'm going to change him. It's like, no, you're not changing this fucker. He's deeply toxic. He doesn't give a shit about you. He's just using you, and you're not going to change him. Sometimes there's no way. No matter how hard you try, no matter how good you are, that can happen. That's just the vague explanation of that. If we didn't have some narcissism, we would give away all our money and food and have your house taken over. Yeah, you just be sat there with on a cardboard box. You'd even give the cardboard box away. Yeah. What I found helped me as well is just reading books about narcissism. I find it interesting. I find it really interesting. And then when you read books on self-improvement, etc., you learn about yourself along the way, about your strengths and your weaknesses, and then it helps you to deal with things better, helps you to spot things in others as well. That takes time and experience. Sink saying you can't fix anyone that isn't aware they need fixing or doesn't want fixing. Yeah. Some people aren't aware. A lot of people are just walking around blind. They're zombies in a way, non-player characters, NPCs or whatever you want to call them. And they're just not aware of what they're doing. They're sleepwalkers, basically. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They have no idea what they're doing. And you're not waking them up. They're just unconsciously, toxically, potentially living their lives, and they're infecting others with their behavior. And some people don't want to be fixed. They don't want to be fixed. They're thinking, why the fuck should I change? I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I want what I want. I don't care what anyone else wants, but I want what I want. And I'm going to walk over anyone just to get that. That kind of thinking can happen in some people. They just don't give a shit, and they never will give a shit. And some people are, let's say, they're just fucked in the head. Some people are fucked in the head, and there's no logic. You can't solve it. They're just crazy. Some people are just off their heads. They're just crazy. Are you going to change it? No, not in some cases. What do you guys think about ghosting? What, ghosting someone? Basically not speaking to them. One moment, sip of water. They can't. Sorry, I'll 1 minute when it's story night. I'll say they can't self-reflect. Dawn was saying, no, they can't self-reflect. They don't look at themselves. It's too painful. Pandora's box. We've all got it. All those insecurities and fears, and they won't look at themselves. It's never my fault. It's your fault. I punch you in the face, and you're shouting at me now, but that's your fault. That kind of thing. What do I think about ghosting? It could be. What do I think about ghosting? Good question. I'm trying to think of something to say about it. Sorry, Story Night. Ghosting's like just not speaking to someone, isn't it? Shutting the door. I think sometimes that's a good thing to protect yourself. If someone's just being unreasonable and you can't win with them, it's like taking your self-control, isn't it? It's like, I'm not even going to speak to you. I'm giving you nothing. That's a sign. It could be a power move in a way. However, it depends in the situation. Depends if you have an argument with your friend or your partner or whoever, and then you ghost them, but they're trying to speak to you and they're trying to resolve it. They're coming from a good place. They want to talk about it. They want to discuss the argument. They want to find some common ground with you, and you're ghosting them in that situation. That could be seen to be manipulative. In that case, that could be bad, ghosting someone. However, if someone's really unreasonable, you try to talk to them, you try to be reasonable with them, and they're not listening. They're not going to change. They're being unreasonable. That's them. Then ghosting them could be a good move as well. It's like, I'm not even going to speak to you. I'm not going to give you the time of the day. There's no, what's that saying? Don't offer pearls to pigs. Don't offer pearls to pigs. Could be what I'm gauging from that, from ghosting someone that's been unreasonable. Sometimes that's a good move. It depends on the situation. That's what I've gathered from that. There might be more on the whole ghosting thing, but that's all I've got for now. So don't say it's like taking the trash out. Yeah, get rid of that shit. Get rid of those narcissists that are no good for you. Excuse me. Sink is saying, ever wondered what life would be like if you weren't as self-aware as you are? Yes, I do. Fucking hell, Sink. I think that. Oh, I think it a lot. Sometimes I think, do you know what I think? I think, oh, wouldn't ignorant be bliss? I'll read the rest of your comment and then I'll say something. It'd be much easier, wouldn't it? But you wouldn't be you. I think about this a lot, Sink. You wouldn't be as kind or warm. I think about it sometimes. I snap. I resonate with that. Absolutely, Sink. Sometimes I think to myself, wouldn't it be good? Ignorance is bliss. I'd love to just be a fucking blind, just like an idiot, not very intelligent person, let's say, and be completely oblivious to all the wankers and just be in my happy little world in my head. Is there some positives from that potentially? Yeah, there is potentially. But once you're self-aware, once you become self-aware, I don't think you can't. It's like once the genie's out the bottle, you're not putting it back in. You're self-aware. I think that's it then. But I'm so glad I am. I think it gives you, if you use it correctly, it gives you an advantage over, if you use it correctly in a healthy way, like becoming a super empath, for instance, you've got an advantage over a lot of people that aren't aware, but they're going to come at you from every angle. But if you get the right skills and stuff, I think it gives you kindness. And sorry, I'm going off track a little bit. No, but you wouldn't be you. You won't be growing. You would be just like stuck. I think life's about self-improvement. Our life's about growth through the suffering. But you won't be kind and warm. Yeah, but I do think about it sometimes as well. I do. Sometimes I think, I just don't want to see this anymore. I see it in a lot of people as well. I see it in society a lot. A lot of people are struggling and suffering, and a lot of people are unaware. And I struggle with it a lot sometimes. And sometimes it feels like they're coming from every angle. It really does. And I wish people could wake up a little bit more. However, do I regret it? No. I'm glad that I am the way I am. Let's say that. Maggot's made a good point. Thank you, Maggot. What's he saying? Ghosting is also known as door slamming. INFJ, door slam. Once the door closes, it never opens again. It never opens again. Usually a Sigma trait. Yeah, I've done that. Door slam. It's like, I give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance, give him a chance. And you're just going to be you're going to be an arsehole. You're going to be a dickhead. That's it then. See you later. Fuck off. You don't deserve me in your life. You're a prick. You can fuck right off. I'm swearing now, but I like to swear sometimes because it expresses my emotions. Like with that, it's like, yeah, door slam, done. We're done. There's no point speaking anymore. I'm not offering pearls to pigs. Yeah, a Sigma trait. The Sigma is it's basically that's the Sigma trait, isn't it? Now going back to IMBTI, which is INFJ or whatever. So there's alpha, beta, delta, gamma, Sigma. If there's a hierarchy, alpha will be at the top, beta down there, gamma down there, whatever, delta at the bottom, whichever order that's in. Alpha's at the top though, of course, but Sigma will be outside that social hierarchy. That was gauged from that originated from Pack of Wolves, didn't it? That theory, and there's critique on it. There's critique on it because I think there's critique on it anyway. Sorry, I'm not getting the words out, guys. I've lost my train of thought again. Dawn saying that sounded American rubbish. I hate when other people do that. What do you mean? Sorry, Dawn. Dawn saying, what's the context story? So I'm catching up with the comments here. Silent treatment is different from ghosting. I need to learn about that a bit more, if I'm honest. Story Night saying, what if you were pretty good friends with a few people online whom you've met about 2 weeks ago and you were talking pretty much all the time and it was super cool, but even though we were really good friends, they abruptly stopped talking soon after a face reveal or whatever, which let them know I'm brown. Well, that would be deemed to be, let's say, that maybe racist or whatever, which is weird and sad. 6 says pros and cons to everything, but I do sometimes wish I was a bit more ignorant. Sucks that society kind of makes you feel like it's a good idea to some degree. Yeah. Society wants you to be stupid. Society wants to control you, doesn't it? The government wants to control you. And if you're dumb and you're walking around, if you're sleepwalking, let's call it, you're not aware, you're not awake, you're easy to manipulate. They want you like that. They want you to come. They want you to work. Don't they want good worker bees that consume, that do what they're fucking told, and they don't want you to be aware. They don't want you to be awake. So they want you to be done. They want you to be numb and they want you to be dumb, which is not a good way to be. So don't say that's pretty hurtful, but unfortunately, some people are very shallow. Yes, they are. They'll only speak to you if you've got a Mercedes or whatever it is, for example. Maggot saying, Story Night, they're lost. Yeah, it's their loss. They're not your people. At least you know. I'd rather know me. If someone doesn't like me or whatever, I'd rather just know. Just tell me, it's fine. They're not your people. Story Night saying, I still love the way we connected. They were really cool, and I love crossing paths with them, even though it was just for a short time. I hate regret any part of that, despite their recent actions. Maybe there's, I don't know if there's a reason for those actions. Could you message them or communicate with them? Don't say, when you find your tribe or real friends, they don't leave over superficial stuff. Real friends don't leave. No, they don't. No, they don't. And I believe some people are just come into your life just for a while and then they leave. And some people are with you for a lifetime. Very few will be with you for a lifetime, though. And quality over quantity as well. It lessens as you get older, doesn't it? Like, as for me, big time. I used to know a lot of people, now I don't. But they were acquaintances, if I'm honest. What about my past there a little bit? All right, sorry, Dawn, I misinterpreted what you said. You said I was talking about me saying trash instead of rubbish. I get you. You sounded American. Yeah, different terminologies, isn't it? Different words that mean the same thing, but the American English thing, yeah. Sink saying, for sure, some people just pop in to teach you a lesson here and there, yeah. They're just there for a lesson. They teach you. And sometimes what can happen is, if you've not learnt your lesson, it'll happen. Imagine you're living in a town and you've got a bully and they're bullying you and it's horrible. And then you move away, you move towns, you go to another town, and then what can happen is, because you're not learning your lesson, you get another bully and it happens again until you learn the lesson. That's the universe giving you what you need, not what you want, is what I'm trying to say. Dawn said, I met my best friend at primary school. She zipped up my wee pink jacket because I couldn't do it. We're still friends. Oh, you're very lucky, Dawn, to have someone like that. You've known her since she was young, and you're still friends. I don't see mine anymore. Nope. I don't see mine anymore at all. Been and gone. I'm okay with it, though. I'm okay with it. I think it was meant to happen like that. A lot of my old friends were into the dance, music, and drug scene as well, so I couldn't stay around them anymore. I had to move away. I don't see them anymore. But for me, that's the best. That's good for me, let's say, for now. But it's nice. It's really nice if you've got a childhood friend that you're still friends with. You're very lucky if you've had that. Very fortunate. So anyway, I'm going to move on, guys. What time are we on now? 20 to 12. So breaking the cycle. I've gone off track, but it's all good. So 3 practical pillars, referring to my notes, with regards to criticism, awareness, noticing the inner critic voice when it shows up. So it's being aware of your inner critic, being aware of that voice going, nagging at you, having a go. Some people aren't aware of it. They just let it control them, being unconscious of it. It's being aware of your thoughts, isn't it? And then there's reframing, replacing I'm useless with replacing I'm useless with a more, make a mistake and I can learn from it. So basically reframing, replacing I'm fucking useless with I've just made a mistake, I've just fucked up, but I'm going to learn from it. It's reframing it, isn't it? That helps with self-criticism. Reframing, because you're going to mess up, man. You're going to make mistakes. Yeah, I do too, Dawn. Yeah, every time I make a mistake, I think, you fucking idiot. And sometimes out loud, yeah. And with me, no one could be as hard on me as me. No one. I'll beat myself up more than anyone else can. And sometimes if I make a mistake, I'm beating myself up that bad, I don't want to hear any more criticism off anyone else. Which sounds like a contradiction, but I'm thinking, I'm beating myself up so much now. I'm so hard on myself. I don't want to hear anyone else criticize me because I'm already battering myself internally anyway. But then it's just think, do you know what? I've made a mistake. I'm not going to do that again. It's a life lesson. And you don't make mistakes, the mistakes make you. So you don't make mistakes, the mistakes make you kind of thinking. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Maggot, internal vocabulary. Yes, absolutely, Maggot. Absolutely. Sink is saying, I'm my worst critic for sure. I've gotten so much better though. Like, I'll often just say, it'll be right now. It'll be all right now. Yeah. I just think to myself, oh, I'm going to have to do that again. I think to myself, oh, I've just messed up. I'm going again. I'm going to go again. That's what I say to myself as well. It helps to alleviate the self-criticism. Yeah. I think it's always going to be there with me though, personally. I'd be lying if I said I'm not going to be self-critical ever again. I don't think that's achievable for me personally, or for a lot of people. I can't speak for everyone though, of course. I can only speak for myself. But anyway, moving on. To help with this, then, self-compassion, isn't it? Practices talking to yourself. Sink's just said this, really. Talking to yourself like you would to someone that you care about. If you were giving advice to someone, you'd be kinder to them than you are to yourself sometimes. Well, I am. And yeah, say that to yourself, which Sink has just covered. Journaling. Mind was real. Hello, mind was real. What are you saying? Genuine question, not making fun of something. But do bald guys buy shampoo? No, I don't buy shampoo. No, mate. I'm bald. I bick it, basically. I razor it off. Less is more in my case. I think if you were bald and you had a little bit of hair at the sides, because that's what I'd have hair at the sides, which, in my opinion, it looks rubbish. I look better with no hair. Less is more from my perspective. You could have a bit of shampoo potentially if you wanted, but no. That's another thing as well. Like when I was younger, I was receding at like 2021, and I was really insecure about it. I had like short back and sides, which is cut there, and then long at the top, believe it or not, and hair coming down here. We used to have gel in and all sorts, whatever. And I was receding, and I was really insecure about it for a long time. But do you know what really helped me? Just taking the whole thing off. I just got rid of it. And luckily, I've got the head shape for it. I look good with a bald head, in my opinion, of course. And once I took all the hair off, it felt so much better. I'm not insecure about it at all. I used to be very insecure about receding, losing my hair. But now I'm good with it. And it was good during COVID as well, because I could cut my own. I was shaving my own hair, which was great. I suppose that's the way I've got to look at it. The best way I've got to look at it. Make the most of what you've got, or make the most of what you've not got, in my case. Sink said, I did a bit of soul search. Sink is saying that I did a bit of soul searching at one point, and I had to talk to myself like I would my best friend. You have to try and reparent yourself. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Good point. Dawn saying, yeah, I'm trying to work on this as well. Relearn new habits. Find your true self in it. I suppose as well, during you're a child growing up, you're under the influence of your mum and dad. They control it. They control a lot of things when you're younger, of course. That's the way it is. You develop a personality around that, I suppose, and behaviours. And then it's finding yourself again when you get older and fix and kind of like you're saying, reparent yourself. Yeah. Self-soothing in a way, finding your true self, I suppose it could be deemed to be stated as like that comment, let's say. Maggot saying, if a lady sees a handbag in a shop and says, I will never be able to afford that, the subconscious will go as far as slotting you into a job where you won't be able to afford it. Absolutely, Maggot. Yeah. That's kind of law of attraction thinking, isn't it? The universe will go, do you know what? You say to yourself, you can't do that, you can't afford that. Okay, then I'm giving you scenarios and situations which will help you achieve that aim, that goal, that unconscious goal, let's call that. Oh, I can't do that. I'll never be that. Okay, I'm going to give you more of that. That's why it's important to reframe, saying, I can do that. I am this. I'm a millionaire, for example, and believe in it. And the universe will put you into that situation if you back it up with action, kind of thinking. I believe in that as well, Maggot, by the way. Absolutely. Sink is saying then, inner child or shadow work can help frame it if you need a direction. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shadow self, isn't it? I'm paraphrasing Jordan Peterson here, by the way. It's like finding your shadow self. It's like the dark part of yourself. Let's say that's the part of yourself that has teeth. Part of yourself that has teeth or has a sword. And it's like, I've got a sword and I can go sick with this sword, but I'm choosing not to. That's true strength. That's controlling your shadow self as well. It's like saying I'm strong, I'm a threat. However, I'm going to control that. I'm going to be truly strong, if you know what I mean. And also to helps you to deal with life and people sometimes, because you've got that shadow self as your protector, really, in a way, but it's controlled, it's measured. I might have gone off track there a little bit, Sync, but that's just my thoughts on that. And loving your inner child, yeah. Your inner child could have gone through trauma. Well, it will have done. I think we all do. I'm working on it, I suppose, figuring it out. That's very deep as well. I like it. It's good. Magazine, I've got long hair. I wouldn't know where to buy shampoo. At least you've got hair, Maggot. Good for you. A lot of men, yeah, a lot of men don't. Well, I don't. Dawn saying, yeah, I listened to Jerry Wise and Crappy Child Pulled Fairy. Yeah, you mentioned that before, didn't you, Dawn? A few weeks ago. They're really helpful. You were stuck in fawn response. What's fawn response, Dawn? I don't know what that is, sorry. And you're still slightly stuck in it as well. I think that's normal, though. Like I said, things don't happen overnight. It takes time. Sync saying, I've forgotten his full channel name, but I'll see if I can find it. I think he's called Patrick T, something like that. He'd enact situations where he talks to his younger self and such. Like psychotherapy kind of thing, isn't it? Don's thanking Sync. That's great. Patrick T. Han. Okay. I'll write it down because I'll forget. Patrick T. Han. Okay. Thank you for that. Saying, my childhood was incredibly rocky. I took a long time out in my life, late teens and early 20s. Yeah, snap. Sync, yeah. It's a very up and down time, isn't it? For a lot of people being that age. Big highs and big lows. That's how I found it. Don't saying this fight, flight and freeze and fawn. What? Wow. I've heard of fight, flight and freeze, but fawn. That's when you're in danger. And it's basically being stuck in one of them in adult life. What's fawn is appeasing. All right. Like people pleasing kind of thing. Just do, someone's a threat to you and you just appease them kind of thing. Yeah. I've done that as well. Yeah. Interesting. I was going to do a video on CPTSD, but then I thought no, because I don't know enough about it. I don't want to do. I think it's really interesting, by the way, Dawn. I didn't know about it until you mentioned it 2 weeks ago. I was going to do a video on it, but I thought I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't do it justice. I wouldn't do it justice. I'd be talking about it very vaguely, and I don't want to do that. But CPTSD is very interesting. Saying, yeah. Saying very common in households with a narcissistic parent. Yeah, it is. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Don't saying, yeah, I definitely have one. I'm not sure about the other. What one parent is like that. It explained a lot for me, Brad. Yeah, good, Dawn. It helped you to see what was happening. It explains what was happening as well. Which can be used as a great tool, can't it? Of course. I'm going to move on with this anyway. Sorry, guys. Keep going. Having a little rest. Singh saying CPTSD is one of the hardest things to get diagnosed for as well. It can look like autism or avoidant personality disorder and so many other things. Dawn says, if someone shouted instructions at me, I would immediately jump and do what they said and had to really work on. Oh, God, yeah. You're just conditioned, manipulated and conditioned. And you didn't want to upset anybody. So you had to be the good girl. And it's hard to stop it because you're so used to it. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. You're just doing it unconsciously at some point. It's a habit, isn't it then? And it's just finding a way to lessen that. I think I'm going to do my 1 minute. Yeah, then you beat yourself up. That's that self-critic. Like, fuck's sake, I've fucked up. I've not done it right. And berate yourself, beat yourself up for being weak. Like you're not good enough. I think that's normal as well. It's hard, isn't it? But you're not weak. You're actually, when you think you're weak sometimes, you're actually a lot stronger than you were before. Because when you was in that, let's say, people-pleasing period of your life where you're doing everything that they say, and then you're coming away from it, you're actually strong. Sometimes when you feel weak, you're actually stronger than you were before. And then Dawn saying, I've been pushed to be my absolute strongest recently. Good for you, Dawn. It sounds like you are as well, man. It sounds like you've got a lot of knowledge. You've got a lot of experience. Therefore, a lot of confidence with all of this. It looks like you've done, it sounds like you've done really well. Good for you. And then you can help others as well. Sometimes you can help others once you've got to that point. And I believe, in my opinion as well, is knowledge and information. It should be shared. It should be shared. It should be shared, in my opinion. And we can all help each other as well. Yeah, no worries, Dawn. It's just facts. Yeah, you notice patterns in others and want to help. That's great. That's what we're here for. To grow through the suffering, then to help others that want to be helped, of course. You don't want to help the wrong people. If someone doesn't want to be helped, then you've got to leave them to it. Even if you love them, if they don't want to be helped, you can't do shit. There's nothing else you can do. But those that do are open to help, those people that are a bit more open-minded, let's say, it's good to help others. Absolutely. I'm going to do a bit of breathing, guys. I'm going to make this one shorter. I'm going to do 1 minute. Let me just change that. I'm going to do some Wim Hof breathing. This is not the Wim Hof breathing is not my content, of course. It's Wim Hof. I'm not going to do it as long as last week. I'm just going to do maybe 10, 15 minutes of it. And then I'll do a little bit of a reflection. And then I'm going to call it a day on the live. And while I'm doing the breathing, I'm not going to be talking to you. But I'll go through the comments at the end if you want me to. Unfortunately, I've got responsibilities today, so I'm going to have to end soonish, should I say. I've not got much time, actually. I'm going to get this done now. Let me just type this in, guys. Thanks to everyone that's been with me today. I hope you've enjoyed the live. I hope you've got something from it. Dawn saying, no, absolutely. Sometimes people don't realise they're in an abusive situation because they're being gaslighting yet. They don't know. They're completely confused. They're completely stuck. That's a really hard place to be in. That's when you're really at the bottom. Hard to come out of. The first step is being aware of what's going on. And I forgot the other person's name that was talking, the young girl from India that was talking before, I forgot her name. She's becoming aware of the situation, which is the first step. Story, yeah, thanks, Dawn. Story, yeah. That mustn't be easy. The situation that she's in. I'll be 1 minute, guys. I'll be 1 minute. One minute. Sorry about that. Back again. So, Dawn, yeah, that's why you felt you had to be blunt and tell her a situation wasn't normal. No, it wasn't normal. By what she was telling us, it was deeply in that there. But it's hard to get out of that situation. And maybe, I don't know India very well, but opportunities might be harder. And as a woman in India, I think it's different than this culture that we're in. Different culture, big time. Sink just saying, enjoy chatting. Just dropped a sub. Thank you, Sink. Thanks for having you with us. Thank you for your insight. You said a lot of interesting things, a lot of true things as well. Gonna have to head off. I'll grab a cuppa and get some sleep. Got a night shift ahead of me. Oh, enjoy Sunday. Thanks, Sink. It's been great to have you with us. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. I hope you have a good, doing a night shift. That's a tough one. Fair play to you, but it's a tough one. Hope you have a nice sleep, and I hope that your shift goes nicely and quickly. Let's say that one. I'm going to do some breathing, guys, and then I'm going to have to call it a day. Join in with me if you want. No pressure. It's just a bit of Wim Hof breathing. But don't be running around if you're going to do it. If you've got any health conditions, be careful with it. Be cautious. If you feel really dizzy, don't be walking around while you're doing it, because I did it once and I fainted. Trust me, I fainted. I stood up. I kept stood up, but I almost dropped. So be careful. Stay seated if you're going to do it, and if you're feeling too uncomfortable at any point, if you're going to do it, Just pull out at any time. Don't overdo it. Don't hold your breath too long if you feel uncomfortable, etc. You do get, anyway, yes, be cautious with it. I'm not an expert at this. I just do it. This is what I do. I'm going to start anyway. I won't be speaking, obviously, while I have this on. And I'm not going to do as many rounds as last time. I don't have the time. Oh, it's okay, Dawn. I need to go soon too. My OH's customer has invited us out for dinner and I'm nowhere near ready. God, enjoy your dinner, Dawn. Thanks for having you with us, by the way. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Sunday.
Letting go. Not fully out, just letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Right on. Fully in. Letting go. Not fully out, just letting go. But fully in. Letting go. And once again. Come on. Don't hesitate. Give it. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. You're going great, man. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. It's about changing the chemistry right now in your body. Deeply in, letting go. Deeply in, letting go. Nice one. Feel good, huh? Hey.
Don't stop.
Give it fully. Take him in.
Stopping. Oh, I'm stopping. I'm going to stop. I don't feel like doing it. I'm pulling out. Sorry, guys. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing it today. I don't feel like it. I've changed my mind. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. Thanks for your time, everybody. I'm not going to do Wim Hof breathing today. I'm going to do it later on my own. I don't feel like doing it right now. So let's just summarize everything. Obviously, we spoke about self-criticism, haven't we? Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up all the time. I know it's hard sometimes. Thanks for your time, by the way. I'm ending the live vlog. I've got things to do, unfortunately. Things to do, people to see, and all that kind of thing. So thank you for anyone that's watched. Thank you for anyone that's commented. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone that's subscribed. It means a lot. My name is Brad. This is Let's Get Inspired Light Vlog. Inspirational Ambivert is the name of the channel. Thank you for your time. And goodbye.